Good morning, guys. This is actually the same day that I recorded the other vlog that you just saw. Excuse my hair. But it's something that was kind of on my mind that I want to talk about while I'm thinking about it. So this is going to be scheduled for tomorrow's vlog. It'll be more than just a good morning at 7:30 a.m. good night thing, you know? But it's just something I was kind of thinking about as we are about to enter into April. And where I was at this point last year and where I am now is such a different, like light years of difference between then and now. And it's just something I was kind of thinking about. Last year at this time, I was watching Mason, but it was about to wrap up, and I didn't really have a plan for the rest of the year, but so far up to this point, 2021 had been pretty decent. It had been a pretty good year, minus some mental health stuff here and there. It had been a pretty decent year, and I was quite happy with it. But I had no idea in April everything would change, and everything changed. I was just thinking about this, like within the last year, this time last year, I had no idea my entire world was about to flip 360 or 180 or whatever it would be. April 5th, it started with April 5th. I lost Panda to the hemangiosarcoma, and which is just, I can't believe it's almost been a year without him. I am doing a lot better with that grief in that regard, but, it's still sucky. And I didn't even know hemangiosarcoma existed before then. But, so April 5th, 2021, I lost Panda. About a week later, I ended up in the hospital I didn't know what was going on. Turned out to be, after actually 2 stays in the hospital, like 2 weeks apart, turned out to get the tentative diagnosis of the reactive hypoglycemia, which was confirmed in June of 2021 when I did the ICU stay and started on the Dexcom. So, like, just 2 major life events right there with the losing Panda and then the reactive hypoglycemia, both things changing my life forever. And then as the summer progressed, there were some really scary things that happened in June that has since led to a lot of anxiety surrounding some things, and so that changed my life. Since then there'd been my grandma's dementia getting worse. Seeing her for the last time in August of 2021. She didn't die, but she moved away from the house in Arkansas and is in Alabama now, and it kind of haven't really I haven't really called her since Christmas, but that phone call during Christmas was just hard because she'd forgotten everything. So there was that going on, which was like basically mourning all over again. Even though she's not dead, it's still mourning the person that you have lost. And then, the PMDD diagnosis, which was hard at first because that thing was ruling my life last year, especially after losing Panda, which led to the really dark depression and just not a fun time. But it ended up being a good thing because in September I started the birth control, which has since delete my self-thoughts from my head, if you get my gist. Like, they are gone for good, hopefully, but they have been gone since October of 2021 and have not returned, and hopefully it will stay that way forever. The depression side of things is so much better than it used to be. Anxiety, not so much, but the depression side is much better. So while that was hard, it was also good. But just reaching out for help with things like that is a really difficult thing to do. So there was that. And then, we come into 2022, and there's losing almost exactly a year to when I lost Panda. There's losing Blondie and Biscuit. And I say all that not to say this is so much depressing stuff has happened to me in this calendar. I guess not calendar year, but the past almost 365 days. But just like, it's an interesting thing to think about how I was sitting, at home a year ago, had no idea all of this stuff was about to happen to me. But here I am a year later, and it sucks. It hurts. I'm still going through the acute stage of grief with Blondie. And it definitely changed my life forever. I think I'm going to have a little more anxiety from now on. But I'm here, and I was just thinking about the fact that there were so many points of time last year where I was just like, I can't deal with anything else. And then something else would happen, and it's like, I can't. I think October of 2021 was when I hit my lowest point where it was like, I can't do this anymore. And because the meds I was on made it worse for the first month. So I was just like, I can't do this anymore. But I did. I survived it. I survived 2021, which for me was more of an accomplishment than surviving 2020. And I had this hope of like, okay, 2022, it's just going to be a clean slate. It's going to be much better. And, knock on wood, so far it has. But then the losing Blondie thing kind of hit, and it was like reactivating all of that all over again. But I don't know how to articulate this correctly, but it's just like, it's kind of interesting for me to think back to then and now, knowing that I will never be the same person, but at the same time, I am stronger. I know that I can get through things I thought I never would be able to. I conquered my depression, and I had another nephew born. But it's just like, it's just very interesting for me to think about how different life is now. But I've adapted to all these things that have come across within that time frame. Minus Blondie, I haven't quite adapted to that yet, but I've adapted to all these things in different ways and come out stronger, come out with a new sense of appreciation for simple things, and somehow very quickly, just accepted a new medical diagnosis. Yeah, it's just kind of proof that if there's anybody else out there that's had or is having a terrible year, we are so much stronger and more resilient than we think we are. And, while I hope that the rest of this year is going to take a chill pill, I am quite amazed to look back on all of that, realizing that a year ago I was about to really go through it, and a year later I still am, but I'm still also enjoying life, and yeah, just I don't know how to articulate it, but it's really crazy to think about. But it's like it's a sad but thankful look back that I am here today stronger than I was. And while I still will always have some kind of mental repercussions from what happened, I think in the end of the day, it actually changed me for the better. It changed me to slow down, look at things more, and appreciate the good times, because they are special. So that's kind of what was on my mind. It's just crazy this time of year, reflecting on things, and yeah, but that's about it. So this will be tomorrow's vlog, and for tonight now, I'm just going to chill. So I would say I'll see you guys tomorrow. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, if you get my gist. Good night.